And welcome back, everyone. This will be the next Souls Day episode. This is gonna be a public apology. Well, not that I did something wrong or I offended someone, but in the previous episode, not the previous episode actually, just a small little recording I had done on Dark Souls. I think I named it "To All the Fat People That Died in Battle." In honor of Zigmire and the Demon Fire Sage. But the problem with that was it wasn't supposed to be a commentary video, but just a music montage. So what I'd done is I got my Vegas Pro up, and then I put in the video track, of course, and then I put in some different songs that I liked and would like to have shared with you guys. And then after uploading, after a couple of hours, I think like 2 or 3 hours, YouTube was spamming me with copyright law issues and all that other stuff that YouTube always does to annoy me. And it wasn't giving me an option to actually solve this problem, because usually, for example, if you have some montage, it will say there's third-party content. Do you acknowledge that this is not your material and you're not using it to gain profit? And usually just say yes and everything will be okay. But in this case, that option was there, so I acknowledged the third-party content being the music as always, and then next thing it says no, but still we don't approve, and your video will be muted unless you actually remove most of the songs. I think there was only one song in the final product, but yeah, what it did is it edited my vid against my will and removed all the other songs I'd like you guys to hear. So I guess that's just my complaint from YouTube. If you give upload as an option to acknowledge third-party content, then why are you at the same time muting people's videos? If someone can explain that, please give me a heads up. But anyway, that was that video. Like I explained in the comment section, that it was not a Souls Day episode. It was just me showing the recording of some of the things I said I would do off camera, but then I ended up doing, but were not part of the Souls Day episode, and I did not feel like wasting my time making commentary for that video, as I did for, I think it was the rerun for the Shadow Garb in Blighttown. Something similar, except there the music was still there. But as you can see right now, from that last video, the Zigmire Memorial, I got the red charge ring, so I just decided to go get the Chaos Flame Ember, even though it has nothing to do with this build. I just decided to pick it up because it was on. I just decided to choose. I guess it was on my way back to the Daughters of Chaos, so I decided to do that. So now that, since we had already talked to King Sikaframt and we've established that we are in line with him, the next step would be to go to New Londo and face the Four Kings. But before I did that, I decided, let me just go and restock up on a few things that I thought I would personally need. And those things that I thought I would need were Homeward Bones, some charcoal resin, and I forgot what the third thing was. Oh, some transient curses, as funnily enough, as you see, I didn't actually have any. So the reason why I'd wanted some charcoal pine resin is because the ghosts in New Londo and those two black monsters are not that they're susceptible to fire damage, but I dare say if you were to get any other additional source of damage, the one that would do the most would be fire. So that was my reasoning behind getting the charcoal resin. The Homeward Bones are simply just Homeward Bones. I don't have the Homeward spell or the faith to use it, So that was my reasoning for getting the Homeward Bones. But as you guys may have remembered in the last video, I made the mistake, well, not in the last video, but in a few videos back, I made a mistake that sadly you cannot undo. And that is, I think it's either after or before you get the Lord Vessel, what's his name? The Crestfallen Knight, you start talking to him. And this is when King Seeker Frampt is sleeping now, and you can actually see him, but you haven't talked to him. So the problem is, what's the problem? The problem is, if you keep on talking to him, he'll end up saying like something smells, and I'll have to go take care of this issue. Since as you have noticed throughout the whole game, the Crestfallen Knight just seems to have been kept on losing hope and fading slowly. So if you keep on talking to him, he'll end up fading, and it's a little trick, a little gimmick within the game. That of course you're trying to find out more about this character, but the more you try to find out about him, the more he slips away from you. So it's really sad. But then he ended up going to sort out the problem. It's funny though, as you'll see later on in the video, you find the Crestfallen Knight in New Londo. The reason why I say that's funny is that it says I'll go down and check it out. But the only sound we were hearing was the sound of Frampt snoring. So did he try go to the abyss? That's the question. Maybe he tried to go to the abyss and died there and lost his sanity. And that's why you found him in New Londo. But it's just an interesting tidbit of information that you kind of find him hollowed out there. In this video, there'll be quite a number of times I now lose frame rate, so I guess I'll have to apologize for that. But there's nothing I could do about it at all. I was just losing frame rate, no matter what the circumstance was. I went out, I stopped recording, and the frame rate kinda came back. I don't really know what caused it, but it's a problem I had in this video. There were some times when the game just froze, so sorry about that. But as you can see, I'm now soul level 74. I've got 40 strength, which was my initial. In the beginning I had said 40 strength would be my my limit. I'm still deciding on whether to keep that or not. And I've got 18 dexterity to allow me to use the Black Knight weapons set. And I have of course I never put points in intelligence or faith or resistance, as well, resistance being a bad stat in this game, but faith and int, I have no use for those on this build. No attunement slots, as I don't have any spells yet. As I had said, I got a Pyro Glove and it's at +5 now. Maybe in the end, if I have 2 extra slots, I'll invest them to just make, 2 extra levels or 4 extra levels, I'll get 1 or 2 more slots. Now here with this Pyromancer here, when you get the flame, the chaos flame from the Fair Lady, it's advisable you don't actually tell him anything about it and you don't give it to him. And the reason is, if you do give him this flame, he'll leave Firelink Shrine and go to, where will he go? He'll go to the Great Swamp and turn hollow there. Now, the reason why he goes hollow, I honestly don't know. Why he goes hollow when you give him the Chaos Fire. But it's known that the Fire of Chaos is like it's this strange flame. Since it was born from fire and is chaotic, it's something of an attraction. It's like people are attracted to it. So was he. But what ended up driving him hollow, I don't know. Maybe he was driven insane through power from the flame, or he encountered something in the Great Swamp that was not what he wasn't supposed to encounter. But anyway, he dies and you kill him there. I mean, you kill him there and he dies. So I didn't want to lose him. I want to actually try populate Firelink Shrine with as many people as I possibly can. But I've already lost Zigmire and I've already lost the Crestfallen Knight. So that's not actually a good start. But hopefully at least I will still have Griggs. I'll still have the Pyromancer, keep on forgetting his name. I'll still have Patches, and yeah, I guess maybe Logan. I don't know if I can find a way of stopping him going to the Duke's Archives, and then I'll definitely have him there too. But in this playthrough, I guess you could say I'm trying my best to save everyone I can. It's in the last playthrough, I think I got everyone killed, or I killed most of them. So it was a bit dark, but had to happen. Now that I've got all my stuff ready to go into New Londo, we've got the charcoal pine resin, we've got the homeward bones, we've got the transient curses. We're good to go. We're good to go. This, I was actually shocked, well, not shocked, but I was actually pleased. As much as I was struggling with the Demon Great Axe, it was dealing very good damage. Very good damage. And how can I say this? It really proved to be a good weapon for me here. As I had thought about using the Manserpent Greatsword, which was the other sword that I have at +10, and the range just wasn't. I wasn't really comfortable with the range, and it didn't. It just didn't have that good AOE. Because with this one, even just the left-handed click, the left-handed attack, can hit 2 or 3, maybe even 4 units and stagger all of them. But with the Manserpent Greatsword, you'd have to use the heavy R2, and you'll have to get in close for that one. It's a really slow swinging R2, which can leave you open to getting stun locked, and I didn't wanna risk that. Just having thoughts. I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me out with this one. It seems like in Vinheim, sorcery was the name of the game. You know what I mean? There was there's the dragon school there, and within the society of Vinheim, they are the blacksmiths. And judging from what this blacksmith is saying, said in the past dialogue, it's like the blacksmiths do not associate themselves with the scholars. They have like a form of disrespect to them, as if, you know, they're just playing with books, but yet these guys are the ones forging all the weapons and the catalysts to actually put use to the spells instead of just being nerds and geeks. But so the blacksmiths are their own little separate group within Vinheim. Now within the scholars of Vinheim, we have the scholars of the Dragon School, who you see who wear like the brown outfit, as is seen from the sorcerers, the brown sorcerers gear. Those are, and of course Logan, those are the ones that are seen to be like the main scholars, who just learn and try further their arts within magic. But then the people of Vinheim, who are seen to wear black, besides the blacksmiths themselves. I don't remember where I got this dialogue from. Oh, I think it was this blacksmith as well. But you say something akin to the fact that the guys who wear black are up to no good. They're sneaky and deceiving guys who roam about in the night, doing ninja-like tactics, pretty much. They're like spies. That's the kind of description I got from him. They're similar. They're something akin to spies, and that will give you. That made me ask, like, why is this guy, this sorcerer we saved in the lower Undead Burg, why is he searching for Logan? He made it seem as if He was searching for Logan through adoration and like knowledge of Logan. What you call this? Yeah, out of adoration for Logan. But then after you hear this and when you see his attire, it indicates to what side he is aligned to within the structure of Vinheim. So it would make you ask twice about why he was really searching for Logan. Did he just admire Logan's skill and talent and knowledge within the art of sorceries, or was he sent by someone to achieve a certain aim? But then it's said that I guess he never really finally got to he never really achieved his goal, as Logan became more infatuated with power and started going to the Duke's archives to learn more about what Seath and the dragons had and the power of crystal and soul. And then he ends up getting infatuated with the dragons, and you find him hollowed out within the Ash Lake, is it? Yeah, where the one everlasting dragon still remains. But it's quite an interesting bit of lore that still eludes me till this day. And also, something tied to New Londo is that all the ghosts seem to be female. I don't know if that's just a game design thing, a developer thing, or it's something actually significant. Because usually all the ghosts have these ghost blades, these jagged ghost blades to attack and kill. And that's what they use to exact their vengeance, I get. But then there are ghosts of these same females, but some actually they are still clutching onto their children. And as you run towards them, they scream in pain and agony. It's something interesting. I honestly don't know why. What does that mean for the past of New Londo? Like, how were the people like before the place was flooded to seal the dark raids? And also, you hear later on that the sealer says that the dark raids are enemy to man. Like, don't be fooled. The dark raids are also an enemy to mankind. And if you listen more to the story of New Londo, you'll know that the four kings were powerful rulers of New Londo, and Darkstalker Kate saw this and saw the opportunity to establish a new Dark Lord, as from the history of the souls, I guess you could say that when the Lord's souls were found, the furtive pygmy found the fourth one, and that was the Dark Soul, and he became primeval man. So from what we know about Manus was sleeping in the abyss. Whether Manus was actually the furtive pygmy, or the furtive pygmy passed the soul on to the being that ended up becoming Manus, is unknown to me. But I would like to speculate that when the furtive pygmy found the soul and established himself with the Dark Soul and became a primeval man, I would like to believe that he was Manus. He became what Manus became in the future. But what was that? What did I wanted to say? Anyway, oh yeah, exactly. Manus was sleeping in the abyss. Well, he was laying dormant. My speculation towards that is that he decided to lay dormant when the Age of Fire began, because I believe if the other three lords that had the Lord Souls, Gwyn, the Witch of Izalith, and Nito, and also if they had found out about this Dark Soul that can go against the gods themselves, they would have turned upon him. So I think Manus' plan was simple: lay dormant in the abyss and wait for the fire to fade. I think he knew that the fire would eventually fade, and he just took his chances laying dormant in hopes that one day they will fade and he will rise, and the Age of Dark would begin. But then his plan was kind of distorted with what happened in Ulasil in the past. The Knights of Gwyn, one being Artorias, ventured the abyss, and this was because the people of Ulasil had done something to provoke Manus back into awakening. And whether Manus just became this not uncontrollable, but this violent force through his own will, or he himself had lost his sanity due to the long sleep, I don't know, as nothing indicates that Manus was a bad was aligned to evil, but nothing states that he was aligned to good either. So it's quite interesting that when the people of Ulasil woke up Manus, the abyss started to spread darkness, and Manus was at the front of all this destruction and chaos. So the knights tried to stop this as best as they could. Artorias failed in doing so, but he was a hero in trying to do so. So what does this mean? What does this mean exactly? That's the part I'm actually trying to find out, because it's like after you ventured back into Ulasil, you were this mysterious warrior that actually rose to the test and finally defeated Manus. Darkstalker Keith must have seen this, and then after that he had been searching throughout the ages of time to look for another one to succeed Manus, the Dark Lord. So he had been searching and searching and searching for another Dark Lord, and now it says that Gwyn saw the power of the four kings and how they ruled, and since Gwyn had the power to divide souls, like he had divided part of his soul to give to Seath, he divided part of his soul and gave it to the four kings as well. And whether this was out of pure respect or just as something to satiate the four kings, just to keep them at bay, so that they wouldn't, ask Gwyn, like, we've done this much yet we've received nothing, and start something akin to a revolution, as Gwyn must have had some form of respect for them. So that's why I believe he cut his soul and gave it to them as well. But then now Darkstalker Keith came up to the four kings and offered them an offer that they could not refuse, and that was an offer to become the Dark Lord. And from what we understand, fighting the four kings in the abyss, they must have accepted, or it's either they accepted or they were beaten into submission by Keith. But Keith doesn't seem to be the type of intellect to do that, as we've seen with how he approached you. So after you defeat the four kings, Keith sees you as something more powerful. So of course, if you can defeat the beings that he thought would be worthy of becoming the four kings, you must be much stronger than they are. So if you never talk to Frampt and he sees you, the carrier of the Lord vessel, doing this, he'll offer you a chance to become a Dark Wraith yourself, and in hopes that you won't link the fire but instead kill Gwyn and usher in the Age of Darkness and become the Dark Lord. Whether you actually become the Dark Lord is unclear, or whether you'll just be a pawn for Keith to use is still unclear, as I believe the four kings was... I can't really say, because nothing is known from the time period when the four kings fell into dark and when New Londo was flooded. Nothing is really said as to what happened between those times. But we know that they fell into dark, and the sealers decided the fate of the city, and that was to be flooded to seal the Dark Wraiths in for eternity, just to save the rest of humanity. It was something harsh to do, as all the people of the city were killed in doing so. Whether they deserved it or not, they all died. But it's just a little interesting bit of the lore of this place. And every time I come here and play this section in New Londo, I dare say it scares me, because the atmosphere is very, very dark. And then when you start thinking about the lore, like for example the way I was just talking about it now, and just some of the intricate details about all of the actions and the people and the monsters you fight, it really gives me this sad feeling, this feeling of hopelessness and fear as to how this all came about to be. But the result of anything you do in New Londo doesn't actually change much. Whether you join Framt and vanquish the Four Kings and Link the Fire, we don't know if anything ever changed or ever will change in New Londo. That just adds to the feeling of loss of hope. It will always, it's fallen to darkness, and I guess will never rise, like how Ulysses was destroyed. But well, that's just my thought. As a never-ending rant that I think I should just end. What did I want to talk about? Now I guess I'll talk about the fight with the Four Kings when I actually get there. But this was just me opening up the floodgates. It's funny how it seems that New Londo is an underground city, and there's a hole at the roof to let the light in. Underneath where, I'm not too sure though. The positioning exactly, I'm not really too sure on its positioning, but it could either be underneath Firelink Shrine, or it could be underneath Anor Londo itself. So it's quite just interesting placement of New Londo. And also the question is, where did they get the water to flood this entire city? Because I think it would take a lot of water. As you can see as you walk out, you see all the rotten corpses of all the people who died here. It was quite a tragedy, I believe. And from the numbers, an entire race seems to have been wiped out in an instant. As you can see, the dark raids have finally come out to play. Oh, and sadly, the only way you can get the dark raids set is if you join the dark raids themselves. Just a heads up, if you want to know about that. But yeah, after you open up the floodgates, you can use this as a chance to. You don't really have to open up the floodgates, but if you're on the inside of New Londo, then it would be easy to farm up the drakes for dragon scales. But if you didn't open up the floodgates, you can just use Firelink Shrine as a or the bonfire underneath the Moonlight Butterfly Forest, underneath where you found the what's that thing, the Grass Crest shield that I'm using now. You can use that bonfire to come here and wow. I forgot. Come here and farm up the drakes for dragon scales. Your choice. As you can see, if you have good poise, the chances of being stun locked are very small. The only way they can stun lock you is if probably they two-hand and do a power swing, and of which then you'll have time to react to it, and hopefully you won't find yourself in a bad spot. But the dark raids, yeah, it's after some time you kind of get used to them, and they become easy, I guess. And they drop Titanite chunks, which is always good. And use Titanite chunks to ascend your plus 10 weapon to plus 14, which is always welcome. I think I might have a few Titanite chunks already. I think I'll be able to take this great axe to plus 14, and I believe it will have a S scaling in strength, which would be very good for my damage output. Because currently I think my attack ranges from let's see, my attack damage ranges from around late 400s to about early 600s, depending on the opponent's armor and composition, which is okay but not good enough. With this weapon with 40 strength, you should be hitting for at least 700 or 800 damage on a, for example, 900 damage on a power hit, like a jumping attack. It's really good. But anyway, we'll see that as it goes on. Here you see me arranging my armor because I'd forgotten that this fog gate is not actually the fog gate to the Four Kings, but it's actually just a fog gate to the other side. It's quite interesting. But yeah, that's that. It's just me failing. And then I was like, oh, this is not where I thought it would be. It's not actually what I thought it would be. But yeah, well, this is where that one of those black monsters is at. So I decided to put back at least some decent armor and the Havel's ring to try hold it. Oh yeah, and I think I finally decided that the person in that tower is not Havel. It's just that the description of the ring is just too concrete for me to doubt it. It says that Havel's men wore the ring so as to express their loyalty and faith to their leader. There's no way Havel could wear, like, you know, it wouldn't make sense for him to wear the ring. Who would he be expressing favor and faith to? Himself or his soldiers? It just doesn't add up. It's too many assumptions. But it says it straight away, like, his soldiers wore the ring to express faith and whatever to him. So yeah, I don't think that guy was Havel. And also the fact that you find his armor and occult club and dragon's tooth in Anno Londo, to me should show that it's not really him. So I don't know. Take it however you want to take it. That's how I'm gonna take it. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, whenever I go to the Tome of the Giants, I guess, and I get the Dark Moon Seance Ring, I don't know though. Should I join the Blades of Dark Moon or not? I don't know. I feel like doing it. I need to join at least one major covenant, like main invading covenant. Daughters of Chaos. I already have the paramancies. I can get there. I can get at that covenant, so I don't see any point in further continuing. So I'm not really sure whether to kill Gwendolyn or keep him alive. But not too sure about that. I won't be able to actually use the miracles you get from that covenant, but at least I'll get some invasions in and maybe record a few someday in the future. But we'll see how it goes anyway. As you can see here, I'm just doing some house cleaning. I'm just picking off the enemies as they come, slowly but surely. And during this time I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't want to die at the Four Kings like I did at the Bed of Chaos, so how am I going to defeat them? That's all I was thinking about. How am I going to beat them? How am I going to beat them? And well, of course you'll see when the fight comes, but all I have to say about the Four Kings as a boss fight is try do it as fast as possible. Do not be patient with the Four Kings. If you try fight at a patient, slow pace where you know you'll be able to dodge everything and you'll be able to sneak in good hits, I don't think it's good, because you're giving them the chance to overwhelm you. the more time you waste beating one is the more time the other one has to come into the fray. And when you have like 2 or 3 kings on you all at once, it's really difficult. Well, at least I found it difficult in the beginning. Worse yet, if you get the 4th king in, then in a 4-on-1 situation with the range they have on their attacks and their projectiles, they're seeking projectiles and AoE and potential grab, it's really too much to deal with for me. So that's why I decided, nope, not gonna do that. Just gonna bum rush, get hit as many times as possible. Always, I guess, good armor is not really necessary, as their hits don't really take much. But I would advise by the time you get to this point in the game, you should have at least above 1000 HP. So what that would be about at least 30 vitality. No, not 30. At least over 25. You should have at least like 800 health or something more. Because if you have anything less, you could get killed in maybe 2 or 3 hits. But and you have to really manage your resources. I don't know how the 4 kings would be like with the sorcerer build. I guess if you have like good soul spears that do decent damage and whatever else sorceries you have, you can hit them from range and it might be easy. But the only problem I see is that you will have a problem of the 4 kings using their ranged attacks. Their ranged attacks are actually their most powerful ranged. They're most powerful in their attack arsenal are their ranged attacks, as they do very good damage, and most of them are, well, at least one of them is heat seeking. So I have to be careful. As you can see here, I decided to teleport back because I only had 3 Estus flasks. So I was like, I'm better not chance it and try fight with 3 Estus flasks. I was like, better I just go back and get his the 15 and reset the situation. And also it's easier to go to the 4 kings from this route. Well, I was actually there, but it's not, I don't have to run through everything. You'll see a shortcut way of doing it, and this is the same shortcut way you use to farm up Titanite chunks as well. Just run the route you're gonna see me run, and then always have Homeward Bones on you, of course. That's the whole point. Excuse me guys, just yawning. It's been a long day and this video is not making it any shorter. But like I said, whatever next playthrough of whatever game I play, I think I'll just have to do it live. I think it'll be more exciting that way, because now it's like I really have to think up of a lot of things to talk about within an hour, and some things would just be to buy time, just a few techniques here and there to buy and waste time. But when you're doing it live, at least you get the emotions of the person playing the game as they're playing it, and they themselves can stay true to the actual video. For example, in the sense there, when I missed that swing, maybe I would have been frustrated and be like, damn, but now I won't say damn, because like it's already over, who cares, I know how this video is gonna end. But if I was recording it live, then maybe I would have cursed and like, damn, because I would have been scared that bit of life that I lost could result in my future death. So I wanna try some live commentary. I hope it will be good. If not, then life is tough. But anyway, long day yawning. Can't wait to sleep. Oh yeah, can't wait to put this to render mode, and then I just go rest, grab something to eat, and just enjoy the rest of the evening. But yeah, this spot is really good for Titanite chunks. The Dark Raids have a decent chance to drop Titanite chunks, but they have a rare chance to drop a slab, but they are able to drop slabs, which is also very good. I don't know of any other monsters that drop slabs, but I know they're there for sure. Of course, those asylum demon, stray demon, demon fire sage had a chance to drop a chunk as well, if you're lucky with them. As you can see, if you two-hand it, you can even stagger two standing together. Dark Souls 2 does have a direct hit system actually, so it's like if I were to hit two opponents, the one who first came in contact with the damage gets the full damage, and then the person who gets like the back end of the swing takes reduced damage, just so you know. So just make sure if you're employing such a strategy as to hit multiple units at once, you're not getting the full damage on the other units. But luckily enough, this is pretty much almost the end of the video now. I'm so close to the 4 kings. Just need to kill this thing and on we go. I don't really know what these are, but they don't respawn. As you can see, it's got a face and everything. It seems to be like an amalgamation of all the dead bodies. It's really a weird, not a weird, but a scary design. And I wonder what they are. If only they dropped something with a description that you could use to actually learn more about them, but sadly not. It's quite weird, really. And these exploding heads, no one likes those. Just turn your back and run away. But yep, the sight of a flaming axe is always good. I really like the resin designs. They're quite nice. Poison resin being the least appealing because you know it's just that green, that greenish purplish haze. But in terms of the fire resin and the lightning resin, I think they really outdid themselves on those ones. They really look good. But as you can see now, just need to manage up my armor and get ready for the fight with the 4 kings. See how that goes. But anyway guys, thanks for listening to me, and just so you guys know, the end is near. I'm so glad. This will be one Lord Soul done. So now the only things I'll have to go through are Nito and Seath. Is that it? I dare say that's actually it. Yeah, Nito and Seath, and finally we'll be over, guys. Thanks if you've been with me for this long. If you see me through to the end, then I'll buy you a drink. Anyway, thanks guys. See you some other time, and enjoy the abyss.